Congratulations on Manager of the Month. How does that feel?
Well, not as good as after Sunday, but it's a team effort. Players have been magnificent, and my backroom team, should take a huge amount of credit as well. Obviously, I fronted it all up, but it's been a superb effort in a very demanding month.
How pleased have you been with the domestic start to the season?
Well, it's perfect, so I couldn't have asked any more, really. We're playing very well, scoring goals. The performances and the quality and the level of performance have been excellent. So it's been a great start to the season, but that's all it is, just a very good start.
And the transfer window obviously closed last night. You got a few in the door. How pleased are you with the business that has been done in this window?
I think it's a very good window. Very pleased to get Mo in. Another attacking option. Obviously Greg coming in now, it was a little bit prolonged, but we got there. The deal got done in the end. He's delighted to be here. And then the two young lads, Lee and Jeremy, they'll be, one's for the future, or, with the talent that they have, they could make an impact this season. So, yeah, we're very pleased with the business that we've done.
With Greg coming in, it did seem at that point to be that sort of final piece of the puzzle where you now have quality in every area, you have at least two in every area as well. Was that the sort of feeling when to go for that left back and to go for Greg especially?
I think when you've seen the calibre of player that left in the summer, in those positions, obviously Kieran for a start, Lustig, Boyata, we had to bolster the defence, and obviously we're seeing the fruits of that now with performances from Christopher and Bolly, and now we've got, and Hatem, got his name right today, and then obviously Maritza's come in later, and he'll bed himself in and hopefully be a good addition. And then obviously Greg's the icing on the cake, really. Very pleased to get a very consistent player at this level, and young enough to develop into, he's already an international, but even better player than what he already is.
You mentioned in the post-match on Sunday the criticism of the board as well. When you look at the quality you've brought in through this entire window, does it just show the support the board are giving this club to sort of continually restructure season after season?
I mean, the club's united, let's get that right. There's been a lot of sort of sniping. We stayed, very strong on it and composed, and we knew what we wanted to do. These things take time. But, the close of the window has come, and I am very happy with the quality of the squad. The players we brought in already, the quality players that we already have had. So we're very excited about the season now. We've got a great Europa League group, and obviously a lot of big games coming up domestically as well.
Ronnie mentioned the criticism that comes your way at times from some areas at the start of the season. Is this a award as well, recognition for what you've actually done at the start of the season?
Just what everyone's done, and we haven't listened to it, and we're talking about one game or 45 minutes of football out of 14 or 15. I think we're up to 40 plus goals already, so I think that got ignored in all the hysteria. But we're in a good place. We're not taking anything for granted. All it is 4 games in, 4 wins, and that's probably par for the course for the champions and the standards that we set. So we just want to maintain that rhythm, and obviously we've got a 2-week break. You worry about the players being away, but we've got some good players to come in and some good players to come back, i.e. Rogic, for example. Hoping to see him at the end of the 2 weeks now into full training and knocking on the door for a place. So that's another quality player we're going to add to what we already have.
Looking at your signings that you've brought in, you talk about the ones that come in and they need to get up to speed with the Scottish game. Is Greg in that kind of unique position in the way that he knows what to expect already? I
think so, yeah, and he's not missed any football, or a couple of weeks maybe, so he's away with Scotland. He may hopefully play for his country there, and again, that's always a great privilege for any player. And he is hungry to be here. You could see how much it meant to him signing last night. Now he's away with his former manager, so there's a familiarity there for him as well. So I think these are heady times for him, and he's very excited about what lies in store. So in terms of what he's already achieved here, in the last couple of seasons, he's been one of the most consistent players in the country, and we're delighted to get him on board.
You mentioned at the weekend, I think, that you feel there's been a lack of respect shown maybe to yourself in particular. Can you now reflect 4 wins out of 4 in the league, Europa League group stages. You came in at the back end of last season, won a league, won a Scottish Cup. It's almost like you're able to say, look, how much more can I do here?
Well, I'm not saying anything, you know. I mean, the performances and the results, you know, speak for themselves. And the players have played strongly. You know, they've shown a great mentality, as they did on Sunday. Thoroughly deserved to win. You know, people say it's comfortable. It's never comfortable, but they made it look comfortable, and that shows the character of the team and the unity that's there. You know, and it comes from everybody. We're a very united staff and a very united playing group, and you know, we're feeling the fruits of that, even though it's early on, and it's been a tough month, you know, mentally, physically. And now we've done really some hard yards already, and now we can look forward to some really exciting stuff ahead.
Am I right in thinking, though, that you feel personally that you've not had the right level of respect, and why do you think that is, if that is what you believe?
No, I mean, it's not about me, or it's never about me. The most important people at the club are the players and the supporters. You're constantly criticised in this role, and you're always asked questions, but no one asks more questions of themselves than myself. So, you know, you never get comfortable and you never take things for granted. Whether I feel there's a lack of respect there or not, then I wouldn't say a lack of respect, but there was a lack of coverage. And there was all talk about what was going to happen on Sunday and how we were the underdogs, and that was my bone of contention. I thought our recent performances got totally overlooked by people who should know better.
I just wonder as well, even within your own support, when you were appointed...
It's nothing to do with support. You know, sometimes you guys feed the support. You know, you put it out there. So the support were very united on Sunday, and you know, they were right behind me, and they were right behind me after the game as well.
I just wonder as well, because if there were any doubters, presumably you've won them over now with the back end of last season, Europa League, and now your start to this season. If there were any doubters,
well, I can't control that. You know, and people are, and our supporters more than any, are entitled to their own opinion. So hopefully now, having seen the way we started the season, if there were any sort of, you know, doubts at all, they'll get right behind me and the team there.
Go back to the transfers, obviously Lee and Jeremy coming in, signed with the club before that. Somebody else from, you know, 3, 4, 18-year-olds from down south. Is that you feel it's a good market for you the club to get into? Yeah,
I do. Yeah, I think it's important that we, you know, try and find these players maybe earlier now. You know, with the way the market is now, it's certainly changed since, you know, I was last the incumbent here. So we're just trying to be a little bit ahead of the curve if you can. It's very difficult to go out and find a level of player for the money that we have, and we're hoping that these three come in and develop and progress the way we want them to, because we think they've got real talent.
Neil, a few youngsters out on loan as well, Tony Ralston, Henderson, Jack Aitchison. Is that just to get experience to come back into the club?
100%, yeah, absolutely. You know, sort of with the competition in those areas for these young players, rather than have them sitting in the stand or being, you know, left out of the 18, I'd rather them be going and playing, you know, particularly, you know, for the younger ones like Ewan. I think he's a real talent, but I don't want to see his progress stagnate or, you know, stutter, because we keep him around when he could go to a Ross County, and I think he could do very, very well there. I really like him as a player. It's just the competition at the minute is difficult for him to get regular, you know, football time, and that's really important for him at the minute. And I think he's going to a good club. I think he'll flourish there. So we'll be monitoring that situation very closely.
And 2 weeks off you now, but are you already looking ahead to the upcoming fixtures? Hamilton, Wren away, League Cup quarter final.
Yeah, we've had Wren watched at the weekend, and obviously we'll have them watched again, you know, when the international break's over. We've had Hamilton watched, so yeah, we're always trying to, you know, make sure we take that step ahead. My staff have an unbelievable work ethic, you know, and hunger for information. So yeah, even in the background, they're working solidly just to make sure that we've all the bases covered, really.
Yeah, was there interest in Jack Hendry going out on loan? Was there a frustration?
Yeah, there was. Yeah,
over the line to get him that experience.
Sorry,
was there maybe a frustration that you couldn't get him out on loan to get that?
I wouldn't say a frustration. You know, there was other parties that, you know, might have intervened or interrupted the process. So again, you know, Jack will be here and we'll work away with Jack and, you know, get him up to speed. He's had a long time out with injury. So, again, it's going to be difficult for him, but, you know, it's down to him now to, you know, take it head on.
Is there any other interesting players that you've done well to interest in? Anything like that?
Sorry?
Was there any other interesting players, you know, that you...
In our players?
Yeah,
Yeah, there was, yeah.
Batted away, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing
The questions batted away and never batted away.
Neil, congratulations on your award and a great triumph on Sunday there. You mentioned the transfer window and how successful it was. What role did Nicky Hammond play in that?
Huge. Absolutely huge. Sorry?
Will he be staying on in his role, or?
Well, that's a question you'd ask Nick. Well, I hope so. I think he's worked tirelessly. He's been here, there and everywhere around Europe, looking at players, meeting agents, meeting club representatives, talking to people on the phone constantly. And again, you talk about work ethic, and he's so diligent in a lot of areas when it comes to the recruitment side of things. And yeah, I've enjoyed working with him the last few weeks, and we've had a good week, you know, and everything starts to look even more promising. And with the players that we've brought in now, you know, a lot of it's down to his hard work as well.
You mentioned that some of the players that have come in, this is the end of the first phase of the season, really. Have you had as much time as you'd like to work in the training field with the players to get your ideas across?
Bits and pieces. It's impossible, you know, when you're playing. I mean, we've had 9 games this month, you know, and in between the games, it's basically rest and recovery. And that, you know, physical recovery and mental recovery as well. So in terms of doing, you know, real sort of coaching work on the training ground, it's been limited, to say the least. But, you know, we did a lot of work pre-season with the players. Obviously, I think with the amount of games that we've had now, we're starting to see them hit the top form. So, you know, hopefully that'll continue on after the break. You always worry when you go into the break in form. You know, there's that little bit of lull, and then there's players away with the countries, and, you know, your fingers are crossed to come back 100%. And then we only have a day or two to work with them again before we go into the Hamilton and then the rain game.
You know, I'm guessing you're hoping that this award today is the first of many throughout the season for yourself, but for the club collectively. What does success look like for you this season? Is it European football after Christmas?
Yeah, I mean, again, you know, it's folly to make targets and predictions, because sometimes they can go for you and sometimes you can be left with egg on your face. Just more of the same, please. You know, the goals, the pace we're playing at, the character of the team, the personality of the team, and the quality of the team. It's, like I said, it's been a very good start, but that's all it is, and there's a long way to go. But there's a lot of excitement ahead of us, and we're looking forward to it.